You're listening to the voice of the private sector. Welcome to Brian Bushlack's Business Briefing, presented by Delta Airlines. You can't stop Seattle. And by Mass Mutual Financial Group, protecting business owners and executives across the Puget Sound region. Now, from the studios in Seattle, here's Brian Bushlack.
Across Seattle, Tacoma, and the Puget Sound region, we welcome you to our studios across the street from the Space Needle right here at Talk Radio 570 KVI. This is the voice of the private sector, and glad you could join us. Got a great show lined up for you. A special offer for Oregon wine lovers coming up in our next half hour. Also, a new book from Coach Chris. First, though, let's talk credit with one of the national experts. Michael Finkelstein is the founder and CEO of the Credit Junction. Now, they're based in New York City, but when Michael founded this company, he did something very unique. Instead of the "if you build it, they will come" mentality, he actually packed his bags and made a good old-fashioned road trip around the USA to find out what business owners and executives need in small and medium-sized companies. So when I was in New York a couple weeks ago, I sat down with Michael to learn more. Not only is data important these days, but it's so important to have humans behind it who know what they're doing.
You're exactly right. And at the Credit Junction specifically, that has been our mantra from day one. You do hear the buzzwords. You hear algorithms and data and online and all the things that people are trying to impart as sexy, quote unquote. But the reality is that we have a vision, and our vision is to use data without you knowing it. That there's a human that you are dealing with, that you are calling, and we are using data and technology behind the scenes to make that experience better and more efficient. And we think allows for a better down the road relationship, both a digital one as well as a human one. And let's be honest, and I truly believe this, that we lend to people. We don't lend to a business. We lend to a person. And understanding that that person has invested time, energy, a lot of times money into building something, and having that respect for it, I think goes a long way.
Let's talk about the people here, because we talked about, overall people. Let's get more specific, though. I mean, who is behind the scenes here? I mean, what's their experience? And I know that people that are listening want to hear that, because this isn't, hey, we launched this company and we've hired a bunch of kids, who walked in the door to answer the phones, which, quite frankly, Michael, is what happens a lot of times with startups. You've invested in talented people with a lot of experience.
I appreciate that, and we have. We believe that there's no substitute for experience. We have people that run the different areas of our company that have been down the road along the lines of 20, 30, 40 years experience, have worked at big companies and small companies. Our chief credit officer was out of a company called GE Capital, has worked at Wells Fargo, has worked at Bank of America. We have people running our customer outreach that have been involved in customer service and building those kinds of organizations for dozens and dozens of years. We have a gentleman who you'll speak to in a later segment that comes out of the policy world, the understanding of what goes on at the regional and state and local levels, and how we can add to job creation, community development, and how those are really important local items that add to the small business character and culture. We have people that run our data and technology side that have worked for big companies and small companies. It was very important for us to bring together a team that understands what we are trying to build beyond what we say on a piece of paper.
Well, it's a great story, too, because, for those of us that have launched businesses, built businesses, failed, failed again, figured things out, come back, relaunched, you learn that, you've got this vision and it's a great idea. I mean, congratulations, you got a great idea. Yep. But unless you put the right people in place, the right operations manager, the right, quite frankly, receptionist answering the phone, from the very moment people enter your world, enter your business, you're going to fail. And so where I'm going with that is the fact that, you do that here every day and you deal with what business owners deal with. So in addition to, what you said about, hey, we're lending to people, you're lending to people who you can relate to.
Oh, absolutely. And I think any business owner understands that when they get up in the morning, or any small business owner, I should say, when they get up in the morning, they don't know how their day's going to look. They think they know how their day's going to look. I think I know how my day's going to look, and it never turns out that way. And the ability to react on the fly and to understand that there are people around you that can react with you is so important. I do believe that investing in people is just as important, if not more important, than what the product is or the sales channel or what have you, because those are the individuals that will be beside you and near you as you grow the business and really start fulfilling your dream. And we are providing a little bit of fuel for that. The capital is the fuel. It's not going to be making the decisions. It's not going to be executing the business. It's just providing you a little base to actually go and move your business to the next level.
Michael Finkelstein joining us here at the Credit Junction. Let's talk about the process now. We've talked a lot about other stuff, very important stuff. You go online, you fill out the application. What's happening behind the scenes?
Well, what's happening behind the scenes is a couple of things. First is there's a human that sees the application the minute it comes in. So it doesn't get lost in cyber world or doesn't get lost in a black box. There's a human that looks at it. It is combined with some proprietary data analytics that we have built. And from that, within 24 hours, you will hear from someone at the Credit Junction to set up a call with your company. That call will be very high level, get to know you. It's important for you to understand that there's someone here, that person is extremely knowledgeable. That person is senior within our organization from day one. And that is the person that you will build the relationship with. Within 48 hours thereafter, we will put together a potential package for you, of which, if you like, great. If not, we might be able to refer you somewhere else. I mean, I love the success stories that we've had because we're not right for everybody. But we have partners and relationships with folks at the SBA, at other lenders, at other platforms that may be right for you. We have a person right now that we've invested in, and that is in the middle of graduating to an SBA loan. That's great for us. That is what fuels the lifeblood of this economy, which is 2 out of 3 jobs. Brian, you know this better than anyone. 2 out of 3 jobs in this country get created by small businesses. They can't do it without quick, efficient, seamless access to capital. We try to give them that. And I'll just end with this, that if we're not right for you, you're going to know immediately. We have a lot of respect for the small business owners that come into our application, and that transparency, that understanding where you are at every step of the way. I can't even tell you how many people have said thank you. Thank you for kind of getting to a decision quickly, even though it's not what I'd hoped for.
That's Michael Finkelstein, the founder and CEO of the Credit Junction. And again, their website, thecreditjunction.com, really taking care of business owners and executives across America. When we come back, more Business Briefing right here from our studios in downtown Seattle.